Over the last few seasons, we have seen many stories about infighting at PSG, and things got so worse after Kylian Mbappe signed the most lucrative contract in football history, because not long after that, we saw headlines linking Neymar with an away move from PSG, which didn't make sense considering the talent that Neymar possesses. And what makes the breakup of the three-headed snake even more confusing is that PSG were so close to winning the Champions League the previous season that if not for an unlucky penalty miss from Messi, PSG would have won their first UEFA Champions League title. So if they came so close to winning it all, why break up the team? But at the same time, I can understand the thought behind wanting to break up the front three, because a few months ago I released a video on why Neymar should be sold by PSG, but after it was confirmed that the ideal replacement for him, which was Christoph Nkunku, the reigning Bundesliga player of the season, was joining Chelsea, it wouldn't make sense to sell Neymar at this point, because yes, the team has to stop the infighting, but while doing that, should they drop their quality of attack? It surely would not make sense to break up the front three if you don't have a suitable replacement to improve the team or to keep the same level of talent. Also, to focus on the individual dynamic, we all know Cristiano Ronaldo and Robert Lewandowski made moves from Juventus and Bayern Munich respectively, and fast forward a couple seasons, they both ended up playing in the Europa League, because something that most successful coaches around the world know is that team intelligence will always beat individual intelligence, meaning that team brilliance and chemistry will always beat individual players that are selfish. With that being said, in this video I dissect what the PSG top 3 stand to gain if they remain together at the club and stick together instead of breaking up. First, I'll start with Neymar. During Neymar's time at Barcelona, the Brazilian was on top of the world, winning many trophies with the club, enjoying some of the best club runs in recent history. But he had a conflicting problem, allegedly, because he had to share the spotlight with Lionel Messi, and some would even say he was a role player to the Argentine. In some words, he was playing Robin to Lionel Messi's Batman, because when it came to individual awards such as the Ballon d'Or, he would get lesser votes than his teammate. As you can see in 2015 and 2016 and 17, which are the most successful club seasons in his career, he was always in the top 5, but he would always be behind his Argentine teammate in the Ballon d'Or listing. So when he moved to PSG, everybody knew he was tired of playing second fiddle to Lionel Messi and wanted the spotlight for himself and to better position himself to win the Ballon d'Or. But when he moved away from Barcelona, that would be the last time he won the Champions League, and not only for himself, that would also be the last time Barcelona won the Champions League. So we could say that the team lost a key player, hence they never got to replace the Brazilian, which is what PSG should also look out for. But after 6 seasons now at PSG, the Brazilian hasn't experienced the same success he was enjoying when he was at Barcelona. Yes, he did come close to success, only to lose to Bayern Munich in 2020. So why should Neymar remain at the club? Because he is yet to achieve the goals he was supposed to achieve when he joined PSG in the beginning. One was to win the Ballon d'Or and the other was to win the UEFA Champions League with him as the leader of the team. For Neymar to move to another club, it would mean he's taking a step backwards, and this would hurt his legacy as a generational talent, because his 220 million move to PSG would prove that he never achieved anything. He should have stayed at Barcelona. At least if he delivered PSG the first UEFA Champions League title, that would mean he made the right decision to move and to leave Barcelona. Ever since Kylian Mbappe came into stardom, it has always been documented that he had a dream of one day following the footsteps of his idol, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. There is even pictures of him as a child dreaming of playing in Madrid just like his idol. So when his contract at PSG was running to an end, everybody thought it was the chance to finally realize his dream of playing for Madrid. But due to the wonders of oil money, he decided to stay in Paris, which is a decision which was met with a lot of criticism and backlash on the internet, not only because Madrid has an international fan base, but the general football world saw his move to Madrid as a Cinderella story. But fast forward a few months later, Madrid won the UEFA Champions League, which opened all sorts of judgment on his decision to extend at PSG. But what people don't realize is that Kylian may have made the best decision for his career. Even though he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, he still remained in the same team that helped him produce more impressive stats when compared to Karim Benzema, who was named the eventual winner of the award for 2022 by scoring 49 goals and having 31 assists, to Benzema, who had 48 goals and 18 assists. meaning if PSG won the UEFA Champions League, he would have won the Ballon d'Or hands down, since nobody had more goals and assists. So if he produced such numbers, why change the chemistry of a team that is giving you a platform and service to get nominated for the Ballon d'Or in the first place, for a situation that you're unsure of how things would work out in the future, since Madrid has an aging squad? So why should Mbappe remain at PSG? His contract at PSG has placed him in a position to take part in big decisions of recruiting in the team to ensure the club keeps up the ambition of competing for major titles, which he would never have if he was at Madrid. Also, now that he has turned down a Madrid move, he has to prove that decision was the best one. And now for Lionel Messi, who has won more Ballon d'Or awards than everybody in sport, but more particularly Cristiano Ronaldo. But the only department Cristiano beats Messi in is the number of Champions League titles he has won when compared to Lionel Messi, who has won 4 times compared to Ronaldo's 5 titles. The last time Lionel Messi won the Champions League, Arsene Wenger was still managing Arsenal, and Memphis Depay of Barcelona was still playing for Manchester United. With Barcelona not even fit to stick around in the Champions League to make it to the knockout stages, the Argentine shouldn't even think about joining any other team than remaining at PSG if he wants to continue to break records and beat the only record CR7 has over him. In conclusion, all these players have something to gain by sticking together. Egos should be put aside for a better legacy, because individual brilliance will always lose when compared to team brilliance. After all, football is a team sport and nobody wants to end up in the same dynamic as Cristiano Ronaldo and Roberto Lewandowski by playing in the Europa League. But let me know what you think in the comments. Of course, like the video and subscribe.